Hello YouTube! This video will be about upcoming event MSI 2024, my tier list, my thoughts, the favorites, and all this stuff. First of all, let's start with tiers explanation. First tier is reserved for Chovy. Of course, the player that for me is just the best on this tournament and he deserves his own tier. God tier is for players that are by far the best on this tournament and should be the main people of this tournament. S tier are really good players, probably one of the best on their roles, but bit lower than God tier. A tier are solid players, but the players that might struggle against the best of the best. B tier are just okay players. C tiers, we can say, players that are sightseeing worlds, and XD tier players that, MSI and XD tier players that shouldn't be there. I took into consideration only top 8 teams because I don't think bottom 4 Loud, Astral Esports, GAM and PSG Talon will be competitive, that's first thing. And second thing is that I don't watch these leagues. Only PSG Talon might surprise a bit on this tournament, but let's be honest, it won't be a big deal for the best of the best. Let's start from the top lane. In the top lane, I put God tier for Bean and Zeus from T1 and Bean from BLG, Keen and 369 in S plus tier. The best player from the West is, in my opinion, Broken Blade, but only A tier. I think these 4 top laners are by far the best, and order can be really different, and it's really in terms of people preference, like you can put Keen higher, 369 higher. I think Bean deserves top 1, but the rest from top 2, top 2, top 4 is really personal preference. I kinda believe into Broken Blade, but also I'm a bit scared because, Asian top laners are really good, and I wonder if Broken Blade is good enough to compete against them, especially if they go for carry picks like Fiora, like Jax. And B tiers, Impact, Weepos, Karinin. I think these top laners will be way weaker than the others, so let's move to the jungle now. And in the jungle, in my opinion, God tier for Zun, jungler from BLG, by far right now the best carry jungler in my opinion. S plus tier for Canyon. I think Canyon is still the GOAT. He might be the best jungler on the tournament anyway. But in this season, I heard a lot of different things about Canyon, that he is not in the best shape, so that's why I didn't put him in God tier. Then we have S tier for Honor and Tian. For me, both of these junglers are not really insane, and I think junglers from EU can catch them if they will be in good disposition. Because in the West we have really good junglers. Look at this, Razork inspired Yike, 3 really good junglers. I put them tier lower, but I think players like Razork inspired are really close to Tian Honor at least. So I really believe that our junglers can compete against Asian ones on this tournament, and I see some copium in this position for us. Let's move to the mid lane now. And in the mid lane, Chovy tier for Chovy, of course, in my opinion, the best player on this tournament. He is really insane, but I guess most of you already know that. God tier for Knight and Faker, 2 really good mid laners. Faker legendary one, let's be honest. And top 4 for me, Caps, aka Clubs. I really believe that first of all, Caps is better than top esports mid laner. Also, I believe that Caps can be really close to Faker and Knight on this tournament because in this year he is in insane disposition. So Caps is the player that I believe the most in EU or in the West, and I don't think it's a surprise there. Then I think we have big gap, Humanoid, APA and Jensen. Of course, Humanoid on international event is always performing better, but still I don't want to overreact on Humanoid against the best of the best. Let's move to the AD carry role right now. And in my opinion, the best AD carry right now is Elk. Then we have 3 close AD carries: Gumayushi from T1, Jackie Love from Top Esports, and Pace, that, from what I heard, is kinda disappointing in this year in Genji. That's why he is the lowest right now. Hansama 5th AD carry. About Hansama, I'm kinda scared because I think his Draven Kalista might be not enough for against, Asian teams. That's my biggest fear. Yeah, and Noah also pretty good AD carries, but I think they might have problems to compete against the best of the best here. Let's move to the support role right now. And a lot of people on my stream said it's controversial thing, but for me, always Keria will be God tier support that is the best. In my opinion, this guy is meta-defining support. This guy can bring to the pro play something that no one will expect and totally smurf on it. I think player like Keria is a gem, and he's the most important person in this T1 roster, in my opinion. It's a bit of bias, I would say, in terms of this rating, because most of people on my stream said that On deserved to be top 1, but I decided to go with Keria in God tier. Then we have Lehens Meiko, then Yoon from Fnatic. Mikey is really low, as you can see. Maybe some of you will say that it's a bullshit, but for me it's kinda reasonable. In my opinion, Mikey X in this year is running a lot of games down. I'm really disappointed with his performance. I expected way more after 2023 from this player. And in 2024, Mikey X disappointed me like crazy. That's why I put him low, because I don't want to expect too much from him. I prefer to be positively surprised in terms of his performance on the tournament. And let's end with the team's rating. As you can see, PLG God tier, in my opinion, this team is the best because on MSI patch, Nashor got buffed, and right now Nashor is dealing way more damage than was dealing on previous patches. And in my opinion, this promotes BLG as a team, because maybe they are not the best macro team, but they have probably the best mechanically and individually players right now. And teams like T1, Genji can't stick Nashor in minute 20, because Nashor is right now way harder to make, way harder to kill, because Nashor is dealing way more damage. Then we have S plus tier for T1 Genji. I think both of these teams are really close. I just prefer T1 as a team, so I put them higher than Genji, but I think these 3 teams should fight for the trophy. Let's be honest. Top 4 for me, G2. I expect from G2 to be at least better than Top Esports, but my expectations are higher even, but I don't want to overreact. So that's the plan of the minimum plan for G2, to beat at least Top Esports, because if this roster that is playing second year together won't beat any Asian teams, it will be like big loss for G2. And for me, there will be no point to keep G2 team, because LEC is not enough for this roster. This is what I think. You can tell me if you agree with that or not, but for me, winning LEC for a team like G2 is not enough. So that's why I expect them to beat Top Esports and at least try to compete against Genji, T1, BLG, one of these teams. That's my expectations, and this is what I want to see. In terms of Fnatic, FlyQuest, and Team Liquid, I don't expect nothing here. For Fnatic, I expect to beat NA. This is my expectations from Fnatic: to beat NA, to beat PSG Talon, maybe to win one map against Asia. Yeah, that's what I expect from Fnatic. Because I think Fnatic macro is just too bad, and I don't think they can fix macro for MSI. And that's all. So, thank you for watching. Tell me if you agree with this tier list or not. Tell me, what do you think about G2 and Fnatic? Do you think G2 can achieve something on this tournament, or I copium? or I cope too hard, yeah. The thing that I'm afraid the most in terms of G2 is the bot lane, Hansama Mikey X, and the thing that I most calm are solo lanes in G2, Clubs and Broken Blade, yeah. So thank you for watching, please like, comment and subscribe, and see ya on the next video. Goodbye guys.